And hello everybody, welcome back to the video. Today we're doing another commentary type video, and today I wanted to talk about kind of the problem with kind of the hate culture towards certain video games. Anybody that's seen how anybody reacts to Fortnite knows what I'm talking about. And it was never quite as bad with Fortnite, just because Fortnite was always like blown up popularity wise compared to what it was. So as a result, some of the, hate towards the game kind of was warranted. But it's hit a point with gaming where if you play a game that people don't like, some people actually legitimately get mad about it. And this is something that, it's taken me a while to notice that some people legitimately get mad at it. Because, I've always been around people that make jokes and stuff about, oh, haha, you played this game, you know. And I've made a lot of those jokes too. Specifically with games like Fortnite and stuff like that. But, what I've noticed after being around more people is some people legitimately, get mad when somebody they know plays a game that they don't like. And, I noticed this as I've been streaming a lot more lately on Twitch. And I was streaming Fortnite with, Nightmare. And don't get me wrong, the game's a bad game. There are so many issues with it, but this isn't the time for a rundown on why Fortnite's bad. But still, it's a game, and jokes are fine. But there were some people that were legitimately mad at me that I had played Fortnite, and it's something that kind of took me off guard a little bit. Because I knew that people would make jokes about it, obviously. I mean, Fortnite's been, one of the most hated games for a long time. Because, as I was saying, it is a bad game. And, it hit a point where it was on, trending, every single gaming trending on YouTube all the time for, a period of 2 to 3 years. And nobody really felt like it deserved to be there. So there was a lot of kind of pent up resentment towards the game where it's the only reason why this game's popular is because a lot of younger people watch it, but anybody that's, was pretty much over the age of 16 didn't really like the game. And despite that, it was still, on trending all the time and stuff like that. So there was some, legitimate complaints about it, but, not enough that people should be, genuinely mad at other people for playing the game. And, jokes make sense because, it didn't help that Fortnite had a much younger audience and, stuff like that. So if you do play it, there's a lot of easy picking for some funny jokes and stuff like that. But still, it's, people legitimately get mad about this stuff. And I also noticed it with Valorant of all games. I had people messaging me that were legitimately mad that I was playing Valorant. And the entire idea of that confuses me so much, of legitimately being mad at somebody for playing a video game. Not even somebody that was blowing you off to play the video game, ignoring you to go play it, but somebody that was just playing it for fun while you were not even online, and you're mad at them for playing a game. And this is the sort of thing which, honestly might have been in the gaming culture for a lot longer than I realized, because, I've only recently, as in the last 2 years, gotten into legitimately playing multiplayer games and stuff. Before that, I really only played single player stuff by myself because that's who I am. Unless I have somebody that I'm specifically playing with, I'm a lot less likely to go play multiplayer things. Although I've changed a bit. It's not as bad as it used to be. It used to be a lot worse. in terms of that. But yeah, so like I'm in a sense I'm kind of newer to the online like gaming community and actually playing with people online. That might have been a thing for a lot longer than I realized. But it kind of hurts the gaming community as a whole, in my opinion. Cuz part of the thing is, like, let's look at FPS games for example, right? Or not just FPS games, but shooter games in general. Just so then that way we can include Fortnite in it. Like when you look at the really popular shooter games, you have a couple that have been popular for a really long time. You got like the CS:GOs, Rainbow Six Siege. You got some of the newer ones like PUBG, Valorant, Fortnite, stuff like that. But assuming that that's most of them, and you're looking now at like the popular multiplayer shooter games, and we're not including single players, and also the CODs are kind of lost to time, so I'm not including those either. But assuming those are the kind of games you're looking at, and you're the sort of person who doesn't have the knowledge of the gaming community to go find other ones, so that's kind of where you're at, and you play one game, and then if you play any of the other ones on the list pretty much, like let's say you play Apex, if you play pretty much any of the other ones on the list, there's a high chance you'll get made fun of for it. And depending on what group you're in, you might have people that are legitimately mad that you're playing other games, which then hurts the amount that the person's enjoying the experience, because as they're getting bored of a game like Apex but aren't bored of the shooter genre in general, they have less options to turn to go play if they want to keep their friend group. And it hits a point where it's all just kind of a mess, and like it really stinks, because I have some people that I thought I was good friends with that I haven't talked to really at all since I started playing more shooter games, which is just such a weird thought to me, because like I never would have thought that something like that would be a big enough deal for somebody to like stop talking to you level, but like yeah. And there's some other people that I haven't talked to recently because they were toxic about it and stuff like that, and it's ruined friendships and stuff like that, and this is, in my opinion, a large problem for the gaming community as a whole, because part of what happens here now is, let's say that I had gone, alright, I'll never touch those other FPS games again for the sake of maintaining, friendships, right? And obviously, if playing another FPS game is enough to break a friendship, they weren't that strong in the first place. But, what's going to happen is I get sick of that game, but still want to play more shooter games and stuff like that, but aren't willing to branch out. Eventually, I'm going to get sick of the genre as a whole, and likely end up starting to drift away from playing those sorts of games at all in the first place, at least online. And that sort of deal can hurt, concurrent players and stuff overall as a whole for the industry for online shooter games. And that's definitely sort of genre which relies very heavily on having high number of concurrent players. So in that way, when you queue for a match, you're not waiting 20 minutes to load into one, and you're able to just kind of immediately go. And if it does take 10 minutes, you're like completely shocked and think there's something wrong with your matchmaking because it took so long, regardless of the time of day. So I think there's, some serious problems with how people react to this sort of stuff, and problems that, ultimately could be fixed by just people being a little nicer to each other. I think that's always the case, but also by not, so strongly hating games you've never played. Like, after playing Fortnite, I can say that I kind of hate the game. I'll probably end up playing it more just because I have friends that play it. So like, you know, if they ask me to play, I'm not gonna go, nah. I completely refuse to play with you. But I won't ever play Fortnite by myself. I can get pretty much guarantee that, right? And it's stuff like that. It's like, yeah, you know, after playing it, I can say that, yeah, it was a bad game. I would completely agree with that assessment, right? But I'm not gonna hate on people for playing it. I'll still probably make jokes about it, but I tend to make jokes about everything, so that's kind of not a fair point. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really wanted to say on the topic. I know I had some other thoughts on it, but some of the stuff kind of slips my mind as I start recording and stuff. Also, for future videos, I do have some maps, some Minecraft parkour maps that are coming out soon that I'm really looking forward to playing. So I'll probably record some of those and we'll get some more videos out. If you guys are missing my content, go follow my Twitch channel. I've been streaming not quite every day, like probably like 4 days a week on it, and typically for, you know, 4-ish, 5-ish hours whenever I do. So, oh, keep over jumping that. But yeah, so if you're missing my content, make sure to go check out my Twitch channel. Still plenty of content going on there. Just, you know, I knew this was coming. I felt some of the burnout for some of the YouTube stuff. So I knew I was, you know, hitting a point where it's kind of like, yeah, I'm probably going to end up taking a break whether I like it or not. So then I just kind of went full in on the, I went full in on streaming. So then that way I won't not be making content, if you know what I mean. Because part of the thing about streaming is it's such a different environment from recording that it kind of lets me avoid the burnout by just kind of, you know, chilling, doing something that's a bit different, and still having a good time. So yeah, anyway, enough of selling out. I think that's all I had to say, guys. I would like to thank you all so much for watching. And I guess I'll see you all in the next one. God bless. Bye-bye.